We're with Penny Kelly. She's the legislative director for the California Alliance for Retired Americans. Penny, let's talk about 796 first. What's the problem you're trying to solve with 796?
Well, 796 is a bill that is working for people on SSI, SSP. These are people who are living with the money they are getting from the federal government and the SSP, where the state also puts in every month. They are receiving 70% of the poverty level. So for the last 4 years, we have been working to get them up to the poverty level. Last year, after 2 years of work, we got $4 added each month. This is not what we wanted. We want it to be put in the budget that not only do they go up over the next 3 years, but they continue to go up as the cost of things goes up. The worst part about this that nobody seems to know, and I asked every one of the people in there, do you know that people on SSI are not eligible to receive food stamps? And my wonderful senators and assembly people said, what? I said, no, they do not receive food stamps. That is because of the SSP. We used to give them a special stipend. Now we give less than any other state gives, and they are not eligible for food stamps. This is not the way to spend your senior years. This is not the way for people to live.
Well, you bring up the next thing I was going to ask you. How's a senior supposed to live on that? What's the amount they get every month? It's less than $1,000.
Less than $1,000, between $600 and $800. It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible. In San Francisco, you cannot live in a poor district in a one-bedroom walk-up for under $2,000. So where are these people living? Many of them are homeless now. This is not the way to treat people who have done the right thing, worked for a living. This is not the way to treat people who are disabled because of their age or because they were born with a disability. This is a terrible thing, and what I tell people is you wouldn't want your grandmother like this, you wouldn't want your child like this, so you have to fight for the people who cannot fight for themselves, and that's what we're doing here today, and we will be coming back and coming back until we get what we want.
And you had mentioned the cost of things going up. 562, the health care bill for all, Senate Bill 562, single payer, plays into that. That would help save seniors with some of these costs.
Well, what it would do is it would wrap around everything for them. They would have their Medicare. They would have their Medicaid. They wouldn't have to buy supplemental insurance. It would wrap everything around. It would open up the pool so that everybody would have health care. This is extremely important. From the youngest child to the oldest grandma and grandpa, this would be important. And health care is a human right. And we will fight for this. We will fight for this. We understand how important it is. And we're hoping that other people elsewhere will look at this and understand that we need to treat our citizens better than we're treating them now. All of our citizens, from the youngest, oldest, poorest, richest, all of us deserve health care. We deserve enough money to live on. We deserve homes. We deserve being able to go back to a place to live every night and to be able to eat food that will nourish us. That's all we're asking for.
Indeed. Penny Kelly, Legislative Director for the California Alliance for Retired Americans. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you very much.
All right, hey, thank you, Nan. Thank you. Thank you, Kara. Are we ready? Are we ready to guarantee health care as a human right in California? Now, look, we may have read something in the media about our bill this week. Let me tell you, exactly, let me tell you, budgets are a moral document. They reflect values. What is our priority in California? Health care for all. Everybody in. Nobody out. Everybody in.
Nobody out.
Everybody in.
Nobody out.
Our values are that Californians come first and the healthcare industry needs to get out of the way. That's our California values. That's what the budget needs to reflect. This report that we've been reading about so much in the media, they neglected a few things, like $27 billion in net income since 2011 by the top insurers in California. Boom! Let me tell you, not one dime of that $27 billion went to improve patient care. Not one dime. Oh, I know where it did go. There are hundreds of executives in California healthcare industry corporations making over $1 million a year. That's right, that's right. Hospitals in the last 6 years, since 2011, made $37 billion in net profits. Why are we spending money for the profits of the healthcare industry?
I don't know.
I don't know. Penny, do you know?
I have no idea.
I think it may have something to do with the contributions they give these people.
Oh, that's right.
Could it be?
It could be.
It could be. It could be that the Nobel economist Angus Deaton is right. That healthcare is the driver of inequality and represents the worst of crony capitalism. And it drives political corruption because of the sweetheart deals they cut with legislators. That could be. That could be. So we're here to give them a message. We are here to give them a message that we are tired of subsidizing this industry that is ripping us off and denying us care. We are tired of this industry that is driving people into medical bankruptcy.
Yes.
We are tired of this industry that is kicking us out of the hospital, telling us to wait in the hallway while they observe us, and then send us home without any care.
Yes.
We are tired of this industry telling doctors and nurses how to practice.
Yes.
It is time to put our healthcare system in the hands of our caregivers.
Yes.
Not a radical idea. I can see why the media is so upset. Nurses and doctors in charge of healthcare. Who can imagine? Well, by God, we're not going to stop. And we are not deterred. Are we deterred?
No.
We are not deterred, because when we talk about healthcare, we talk about equality. When we talk about healthcare, we talk about justice. And until we have healthcare justice, we will not stop. And they better get that message. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Henny. Do we have Cara in the house today? Do we have any seniors in the house today? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to say, as Henny just outed me as someone who's not yet a senior. Apparently, all of us age. It's just one of those truths of being human beings. And I know that those of us who are not yet seniors, we will be someday. And all of us, regardless of how old we are, we owe you a tremendous debt. Because for those of you who are over the age of 65, you helped to make California as successful as it is. Yes. You helped to raise our children, and I will tell you, 5 hours ago, I left my 1-year-old in the hands of my retired mother-in-law. And I wouldn't be able to do the work that I do, and the future of my son wouldn't be where it is but for her. And I know you all know this because you have all been taking care of generations of Californians. I want you to know there are many of us who know that the reality of the fact that every day for the next 10 years, there are going to be another 1,000 Californians who turn 60. We need to ensure that we're taking care of the generations that took care of us. Ensure that the Affordable Care Act remains intact, but if it doesn't, we have to have a conversation about what single-payer health care may look like in the state of California. And for those of you who are carrying the signs, health care is a human right. You understand that. We need to make sure that everyone in this building understands it. Let me just mention one last issue that I'm spending a lot of time working on. I'm the chair of the Assembly Housing Committee. And at a time when our seniors are seeing the highest poverty rates in the country, you may know that in California, we're the 6th largest economy in the world, but we have the highest poverty rate in the country because of our housing costs. We have too many seniors who are at risk of losing their homes, that being evicted because of the cost of healthcare. Of housing. We just had in San Francisco a 100-year-old senior who is fighting an eviction. That is not right. That is not moral. That's not the kind of state I want to live in. That's not the kind of country I want to live in. So let me just say, it's going to take all of us, whether we are seniors or about to be seniors, to work together to make sure that healthcare is a human right, to make sure that medicine is a human right, to make sure that housing is a human right, and to make sure that our seniors are treated with the dignity that we all deserve. Thank you so very much. We love you. And have a wonderful dance today. Thank you.
Welcome back to Sacramento. Always a pleasure to see some of my favorite troublemakers in the entire state assembling here. Are these people from your district, Assemblymember Chu? I should know, right? Yeah, that figures. They're from David's district, yeah. Anyway, welcome back to Sacramento. I'm glad you're up here lobbying. Your timing is impeccable, absolutely impeccable. And I want to call out Assemblymember Reyes over here to my left. Yay! Yay! One of our great new members here in Sacramento. And so, look, I'm going to give you the SSI update, and I'm anticipating a certain response from you at appropriate times.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, so don't disappoint me, all right? Now, look, as you guys all know, many of you have been coming up here for years now, advocating to get restorations for the SSI grants.
Yeah.
You know, under Governor Schwarzenegger, they cut the SSI grants by $77 a person, and they've never restored any of that money. None of it, not a penny of it. Last year, we finally got a cost of living adjustment for the first time. We got a whole $4 back. $4.
Is that $4 a month?
A month.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, $4 a month.
The whole thing?
Yeah, you don't spend it all in one place, all right? You gotta stretch it out over 30 days. But hey, we'll take it, right? It was the first $4 we've gotten out of the legislature in a long time. So this year we came back and we've got two proposals. One is AB 796 with Assemblymember Kalra and Assemblymember Thurman. And that bill is currently sitting in, whoops, there goes the song sheets. My goodness, car is going to fall apart now. AB 796 is in the Assembly Appropriations Committee. Tomorrow morning, we will have the hearing of the Appropriations Committee. It's on the suspense file right now, and we will find out whether or not it's coming out. Now, so I see signs there, yes on AB 796. So today, when you're in Assembly members' offices, particularly Ms. Gonzalez-Fletcher, who's the chair of the Appropriations Committee, you need to tell them we need AB 796 to be coming out of that committee tomorrow. To let out off suspense. So that's the first thing we need to do today. That bill would over a 3-year period, get back all the cuts that were made to the $77, and then restore the cost of living adjustment going forward after that. to ensure that no SSI recipient ever lives below the poverty level as they do right now in the state of California. All right? That's what that bill's going to do. Now, we made the same exact proposal in the budget this year, in both the Assembly and the Senate. And we brought a large group of people to testify at both those hearings. Some of you, I think, are out there right now, attended those hearings, and came up and spoke in both the Senate and the Assembly budget subcommittees and asked for the restoration of those funds. Guess what? They didn't hear us. No, they didn't hear a single word we said, apparently.
That's right.
Because neither budget committee funded 1 penny of increase for the SSI grants this year.
Boo!
Yeah, I thought you'd boo. And
Shame on them. Shame.
No big money for them, that's what it is.
so, you know, you need to be telling Assemblymember Ting, who's the chair of the Senate of the Assembly Budget Committee from San Francisco, a place you guys know well, that he needs to listen to you, that you need to put a cost of living adjustment in that budget this year, that seniors are, that people on SSI are suffering under the low grant levels, that they're way below the poverty level and they're going down even further. And with the high housing costs in California, people cannot afford to keep having the state keep people's money and not pass through a cost of living adjustment that hasn't been done enough in recent years. So you need to give that message there. You need to be telling Senator Wiener. You need to be telling Senator De Leon, Senator Latta,
Every one of them.
Senator Mitchell. All of them need to hear the message from you guys today that there has to be something done to get money for SSI recipients put into this budget in 2017. All right?